Who knew that buying an island, 14 homes, a yacht, a ton of art, and enough wine to get a small country drunk for years would quickly drain one's bank account? Apparently not Johnny Depp, who did all of that and more before suing his financial managers for fraud. Here's how he lost his fortune. The main reason we know about Johnny Depp's spending habits is a high-profile lawsuit Depp brought against his former managers, and all the claims found in the lawsuit's mountains of paperwork. In January 2017, the same day Depp finalized his divorce from Amber Heard, he sued the management group, or TMG, for $25 million, alleging fraud, negligent misrepresentation, wrongful foreclosure, and a breach of fiduciary duty. Depp claimed he'd lost tens of millions of dollars and was forced to sell off millions worth of assets to make up for TMG's mistakes and dishonesty. He also sued his talent lawyer Jake Bloom for malpractice, claiming Bloom worked with TMG against Depp's best interests. TMG denied Depp's allegations and counter-sued the actor. In July 2018, Depp and TMG settled their suit, though details of the settlement have been kept confidential. However, the lawsuit exposed much of Depp and his team's extravagant spending.
Well, hello.
Eyes linger any longer, I'll have to charge rent.
I'll pay.
Johnny Depp bought a farm for his mother Betty Sue with one of his first big acting paychecks. He told Rolling Stone that soon after he bought the property, one of his sisters, his brother-in-law, and Depp's nephew moved in. So he employed them to manage the farm. Depp said that by the time TMG warned him that the Kentucky leg of his family was tearing through his money, it had already been going on for years. He asked for documentation of the spending, and what he got from TMG was more than 200 pages of material. Depp told Rolling Stone, "My sister was buying handbags for my mom, who is bedridden. Jewelry, f***ing this, that, everything." When Betty Sue was diagnosed with cancer in 2013, Depp rented his mother a Los Angeles home for $30,000 per month. But he said that when his mother recovered and he told TMG to cancel the lease so she could move back to Kentucky, that his financial managers just forgot to do it. TMG denied the claim, saying they renegotiated the lease as instructed. Regardless of their spending, Depp's family still lives on the farm. The actor told Rolling Stone, "Their thinking is that I'm going to take care of them forever and that the farm is now theirs. I didn't make that promise." Johnny Depp and longtime partner Vanessa split after Depp started seeing his Rum Diary co-star Amber Heard on the sly. The new couple tied the knot in 2015 in the Bahamas with a wedding that cost $1 million. Wedded bliss did not last long, unfortunately. Heard filed for divorce the following year, and that cost Depp another $7 million in a settlement to Heard, which she donated to charity. While $7 million may sound like a drop in the bucket to someone like Johnny Depp, the marriage, while it lasted, took a serious financial toll all on its own. According to E! News, Heard, in one of her early divorce paperwork filings, requested $50,000 a month in spousal support based on her spending during the marriage. Considering Heard's own income was surprisingly low, chances are it was largely Depp's money they spent while they were married. Pile on legal fees, and from beginning to end, this relationship was very expensive.
Look what I got. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it?
When Johnny Depp split from longtime partner Vanessa in 2012, after 14 years and 2 children together, it was amicable, but it wasn't cheap. The Sun reported that Depp would likely pay Paradis a lump sum settlement of around $127 million.
The only thing that matters is the ending. It's the most important part of the story, the ending.
No one knows for certain how much he spent on Paradis after the split, but The Hollywood Reporter claimed he bought her a $4.5 million home. Fortunately for Depp, Paradis married French director Samuel Ben-Chatrit in 2018, so the actor's likely off the hook for everything but child support. Johnny Depp was often cash poor because he blew money on some fairly eccentric things.
Good news, guys! I spent all my money!
What kinds of eccentric things? Well, depending on who you ask, he either spent $3 million or $5 million to fire the ashes of his late pal Hunter S. Thompson from a cannon. Depp also owns dozens of guitars, over 40 luxury vehicles, and some 200 pieces of art, including Warhol's. Depp's yacht cost him $18 million, and maintaining the yacht cost $350,000 per month.
Abandon ship. Into the longboat.
Jack! The Pearl!
She's only a ship, mate.
Aside from his own indulgences, Depp was also a generous gifter. People reported he dropped $400,000 on a diamond cuff for Amber Heard while they were together. He also shelled out $7,000 on a couch from Keeping Up with the Kardashians for his daughter Lily Rose. Johnny Depp has rarely been shy about his drug use. In fact, in their profile of Depp, Rolling Stone said they saw a joint the size of a cigar in his home, though it was never definitively identified as belonging to Depp. He also reportedly has a near bottomless supply of wine, which he admitted was expensive. In the paperwork they submitted to court, TMG claimed Depp spent $30,000 on wine every month. But Depp was not happy with that figure. He told Rolling Stone, "It's insulting to say that I spent $30,000 on wine because it was far more. Wine is not an investment if you drink it as soon as you buy it."
But why is the rum gone?
Apparently, it wasn't just Depp's spending on his personal vices that chipped away at Depp's fortune, but the mental state those vices left him in.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Questions?
A source told The Hollywood Reporter that, leading up to the TMG lawsuit, it was increasingly difficult to get a hold of him. It became harder to find the right time to get him. In the old days, it was just a question of when he was free, but now it became a matter of finding a time when he was free and clear of mind and in the right mood.
The very likely, some may say, my sanity.
In court documents from Depp's legal battle with TMG, Depp's tax attorney said he tended to drop the ball at tax time, considering he allegedly owed close to $6 million in penalties and interest to the IRS for delinquencies between 2000 and 2014. We're not sure he dropped the ball. It sounds more like he threw it as hard as he could. On top of the penalties, Depp owed the IRS well over $300,000 for the 2015 fiscal year. And remember, none of this is what Depp owed in actual taxes. It was just interest and late penalties tacked onto the taxes themselves. Depp told Rolling Stone, "I just had no clue. If you're knowingly not paying the United States government taxes, somebody is gonna f***ing catch up with you and hand you a bill, and you'll probably go to the pokey." In addition to his family working on the Kentucky farm, Johnny Depp had a staff of 40 full-time employees. That doesn't include the $150,000 monthly tab on his family security detail, or the $200,000 monthly bill for private jet travel. Rolling Stone also reported that Depp spent over $1 million to keep a doctor on call. Along with all of that, TMG claimed something that not only attacked Depp's spending habits, but his acting. They said Depp never wanted to bother memorizing his lines, so he employed a full-time sound engineer to feed him his dialogue during filming.
Listen to me, not to him.
TMG claimed the engineer's yearly retainer was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Depp didn't deny that he employed a sound engineer, but he said it had nothing to do with feeding him lines. Instead, he said the sound engineer feeds him random sounds that force him to act only with his eyes. Depp explained to Rolling Stone, "I've got bagpipes, a baby crying, and bombs going off. It creates a truth. Some of my biggest heroes were in silent film. It had to be behind the eyes, and my feeling is that if there's no truth behind the eyes, doesn't matter what the f***ing words are." Johnny Depp loves real estate, and it cost him. Big time. In addition to the Kentucky farm and the $30,000 Los Angeles rental he kept for his mother, Depp had 13 other residences of his own. The Hollywood Reporter estimated that Depp's 5 houses in the Hollywood Hills are worth about $19 million collectively, and Us Weekly reported he wanted to build underground tunnels connecting them. Depp once owned 5 penthouse lofts in downtown Los Angeles. He sold 2 of them, and the remaining are valued at approximately $6.5 million. Depp affectionately dubbed his private island in the Bahamas as F***Off Island, for which he paid well over $5 million. He also owns a compound the size of a village in France. It's unclear how much he paid for it, but we know he spent $10 million just to renovate it. Depp considered selling the French estate, but a tearful phone call from his daughter, who grew up at the property, made him extremely reluctant to let it go. All told, Depp's real estate cost him approximately $75 million. Johnny Depp's divorce from Amber Heard, his breakup with Vanessa, and the legal battles with TMG are just the beginning when it comes to the actor's legal expenses. According to court documents obtained by The Hollywood Reporter, TMG alleged that Depp paid an army of attorneys to keep him out of trouble by quietly settling lawsuits, though TMG never actually specified what those were. In May 2018, people reported that 2 of Depp's former bodyguards sued the actor for unpaid wages and damages, alleging Depp placed them in unsafe situations, including driving vehicles that contain illegal substances and open containers. After Depp was cast in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, in spite of Amber Heard's domestic violence claims, The Sun published an editorial criticizing J.K. Rowling for hiring the actor. In June 2018, Depp sued The Sun for defamation. The actor told Entertainment Weekly, "Ultimately, there is real controversy. The fact remains I was falsely accused, which is why I'm suing the Sun newspaper for defamation for repeating false accusations." A month later, Depp was served with a lawsuit from a location manager on City of Lies, alleging that an inebriated Depp punched him several times on the set. Depp's reps didn't comment on the allegations at the time, but the film's director, Brad Furman, told Page Six, "Depp always treats the crew and people around him with the utmost respect. We all love stories. There isn't one here."
Not sure I deserve that.
Who was she?
What? I may have deserved that.